So today is episode number 96. If you do follow my podcast, this is episode number 96. So today's topic is going to be a fun one. All right, today's topic is a phone hack that I have for you that I guarantee will increase your productivity and your peace of mind. Like I said, this is episode 96. Thank you for joining me. The phone hack, I'm going to give it to you right away. So once I give you the phone hack, don't hang up, don't stop listening. Make sure you listen to the rest of it because it'll all make sense. But here's the phone hack that I have that guarantees more productivity and peace of mind. Turn off your data. You know, when you go into the settings on your phone, you have your Wi-Fi on and off switch. You have your cellular data on and off switch, depending on what type of phone you have. Turn it off, like all the time. So here's how I got started on this little phone hack. Way back in the day, like forever ago, maybe a year ago, as soon as a year ago, our family only had we had 4 gig of data amongst 4 people. So our cell phone plan, we had 4 gig of data amongst 4 people. So, you divide that evenly. We each get a gig of data throughout the month, which really isn't much. It's really not much. Now, you only need your data when you're not around Wi-Fi. So when I'm around Wi-Fi, my phone is always dinging and beeping and vibrating and telling me when messages come across all social media and email platforms. So when I'm outside the house or I'm outside of a Wi-Fi zone, that's when I need data to access the internet. But for years, mine has always been turned off because we had to watch it. We had to be aware of what it meant. We had to be aware of when it's on. We had to be intentional when we turned it on. And after we were done with it, we definitely were intentional to turn it off. Because if it got to a point in the month where we were really close, actually our cell phone provider will tell us when we're really close to running out of data. Well, nobody wants to pay for the overcharge. So all the data, all location services were off on all phones, no exceptions, until the month renewed. Well, since then, don't tell my kids, but we do have unlimited data now. So it's all good. We're not going to run out of data and be charged more, right? But it's my habit. It's my habit. I don't have my data on. First of all, it saves on battery. When you have an older phone, it saves on battery. My battery can last all day on my phone if my data's turned off. Okay, but it's just my habit that really brings so many more blessings to my day. So picture this. Picture that you're not around Wi-Fi and your data's turned off and you have a few extra minutes between appointments. So you choose to go turn the data on and let your notifications refresh and you go look at all the emails at one time or all the messages at one time. It actually takes you less time to go deal with messages than if you were to just let it ding consistently throughout your day. Nobody says that we have to answer things as soon as the message comes in. Well, and actually, why do we do that? Why are we letting somebody else dictate our schedule? So not only picture your productivity on how it's going to take you less time to deal with messages when you get in maybe a few times a day, rather than all day long. But also picture this. You're out driving, or maybe you're having lunch with a friend, or you're taking a beautiful walk on the nature trail, and your phone is silent. No dings, no beeps, no vibrations, no unnecessary interruptions. I love this. I'm out walking with a friend, and she's constantly looking at her watch. You're not here with me, you're being interrupted by somebody, and even though I don't feel like looking at that message or if that's not important to take that call, it's still an interruption in that flow of the conversation and the flow of your mind. So picture this, picture like truly a quiet ride in your car or a quiet walk, that peace of mind. And to be honest, I forget that my data's off sometimes. So when I'm out and about and my data's off and then I come home, as soon as I get in the garage, my phone starts dinging because the Wi-Fi hooked in. That was so wonderful to have that opportunity to just decompress from the noise. I mean, it's like pollution. The noise pollution is not healthy. We need that time away from it. And I get it. I've heard it all. I've heard it from my kids. I've heard it from my brother, my spouse, my parents. Well, how are people going to be able to get a hold of me? Well, let's just go back a few years. How have they gotten a hold of you in the past? And you know what? Why are you allowing people to have control over your schedule and have control over how they communicate with you? Yeah, you know what? You probably are going to you're going to miss some important messages. You're going to miss some timely messages. I get it. And actually, this just happened to me last week. We were visiting my parents, and my brother was visiting. My brother's from Sweden, so he doesn't have data like we do, and he can't make phone calls here in the States, but we use the WhatsApp to communicate. Well, we forgot something as soon as we left my parents' house, so he tried to call me on the WhatsApp. That's all through the internet. I didn't get the call because I wasn't hooked into data. And we actually remembered something we forgot, so we turned around and he said, "Hey, I tried calling you." I'm like, "Oh, well, yeah, my data's turned off." And he kind of gave me that annoyed look, like, "What? How can you have your data turned off?" I never have my data turned on. So that just leads me to encourage you to train the people that you do work with often. Train your family. Make sure they know, hey, if you really need to get a hold of me, you got to call me through the cell phone or text me. Those are the only things that will get through when my data is turned off. So train people. I mean, that's kind of what we did in the olden days, right? We trained them with a phone number. Here's my phone number. Here's how you get a hold of me. So I encourage you today. I encourage you to give it a try. You might find many, many more benefits to turning your data off when you're not around the Wi-Fi zone. You might enjoy it. It might drive you crazy a little bit. I get it. It's changing a habit. But this is a habit that's going to bring you more productivity and more peace of mind. Isn't it worth it to give it a try? I can't wait to hear how this goes for you. Please share with me your results and share with me your habits and your systems to just bring you more productivity and peace of mind. See you next week.